Hey folks, JD here, and we're back out with the X7P. Now, as you'll remember from yesterday's video, we had ups and downs. If you haven't seen it, you'll find the link in the description should you want to watch it. Now, the first time the quadcopter flew away, that was after everything was set up. The setup procedure was a nightmare. So normally quadcopter on, then transmitter, then you set up your Wi-Fi appliance, so your smartphone, and then you should be ready to fly. This one was the opposite. It was transmitter first, quadcopter second, and then obviously your smart device then. That is going against what the manual said, mind you. So the manual explains that it should be quadcopter first, then transmitter, and going from there. So then we had troublesome flight, and after 80 meters I lost control, so I just downed it. Then I spent 35 minutes looking for said quadcopter, then found said quadcopter, then found that it then took an absolute age to calibrate the second time. The gyro calibration failed, which is where I'm at now. So I've just tried calibrating earlier, literally about 3 minutes before I turned on this camera, and I tried to calibrate and it came back with calibration failure. Calibration failure again. If you could see that, but there we go, calibration failure. So I had full intentions to fly this quad again this morning and to really see how it's going, but now the quad is on, the quad seems to be functioning, and I can hear the ultrasonic sensors, but the problem is I'm showing, and this has been on for about 5 minutes, I'm showing no satellites. It hasn't picked up anything whatsoever. So if I turn that off, if I go back in, the app is bound, good, start flying, looks positive, no SD card, that's fine. Now I'm up to 16 satellites, so I wonder what happens if I go into gyro calibration. So click OK to gyro calibrate, calibration success. So the app doesn't respond, the app doesn't tell you exactly what you're seeing. The quadcopter itself, I'm sure is okay. We'll see now after this, but yeah, as you can probably tell from my voice, I'm not confident with this. I'm really not. Normally I will, oh, I've got somebody in the field again. Normally with the quadcopter of this caliber, I will wang it round, I'll take it out a bit of a distance straight through the clearing, I'll take it on the field, then I'll bring it back, I'll do return to home tests, I'll do waypoint tests, I'll try loads of different things. I'm not going to do that with this. I feel totally open and I feel exposed with this particular quadcopter, quite simply because I don't trust it. And that's a big thing when it comes to flying, because don't forget, you're flying a weapon essentially, you know. I don't want that coming down and going into some location or drifting off, or the transmitter, because for all I know, because when my controls failed the first time, the quadcopter didn't down. I had to down it. So first I lose control, then I gain control, then the quadcopter's down. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, I'm really not confident with this. I'm really not. I think this is going to be one for the not very good pile, which I'm gutted at, I've got to be honest, because I really expected this to just nail it. I honestly thought it would, because for the price you're going to pay for it, it's expensive. You know, it's £240, and then that's not if you want the 3 battery model, that's more expensive again. So having the 3 battery model here, having all of this, having this nice camera with the gimbal which works spectacularly, then having the quadcopter, which after my second attempt yesterday, so effectively my second flight, that flew no problem. Now today we've got this flight which I'm waiting to do, so hopefully as soon as this flight is completed, I'll feel more confident, I'll feel better with it. Wind is a bit of a factor today. We've got wind coming in from in front of me, blowing directly to the back. It's gusting up to speeds of 14 miles an hour. Fortunately, no, shouldn't be that terrible for something with GPS hold and with something with ultrasonic sensors as well. So hopefully, if when she's under 4 meters, the ultrasonic sensors kick in. If she's over 4 meters, then they disconnect. But then obviously you have the GPS compass and the GPS module rather, which is then keeping her. Okay, so I should just be ready now to almost fly this. It's cold to the touch. Everything's on. We're all calibrated, locked and loaded. So I'm hoping this is going to be a good flight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just hesitant that it might not be what I consider it, what I hope it's going to be, you know. So once again, I'm going to take off manually. The first flight yesterday, I took off automatically, and that's where I had the issues. So I'm going to take that out of the equation, and I'm going to fly her manually and see exactly where I end up with her from there. So let's start the motors. Motors are started. Let's take her up. Let's hover her. I'm going to get in front of her. And I'm just going to see how stable she is. Let's start some video. So, okay, she's holding herself pretty true, pretty proud. Let's alter this this gimbal. The gimbal action is lovely. I gotta say, that is so smooth, but it's quick. Now, let's take her back up a little bit. I'm going to take her up a little bit higher than where I had her yesterday. So what are we looking at? We're looking at 16 satellites. See, it still says it's ready to take off, even though it has taken off. It's, you know, and it's height at 8.3 meters, so it is working. The counters are working. I mean, to be fair, it's very slow by the look of it to actually do anything, which is a bit annoying. But still, that's okay. Right, what we're going to do is, once this gust has just died down a little bit, I'm going to then take her out. I'm going to fly her down the bottom here a little bit, and then see exactly how well she does. I mean, the thing is, you have, with this brushless motor set, she really is a little bit, I'm going to bring her down a little bit because she's not enjoying that at all. I do think that this brushless motor set isn't as powerful as it should be. Normally with brushless motors, you'll be able to cut through the breeze without there being any problem. You'll be able to, you know, yaw and roll at the same time. Positive pitch isn't a problem. With this, I feel as if it is. It feels heavy to move, which of course it shouldn't. I mean, spinning round is quite heavy to move regardless. Moving her, I mean, that camera, that gimbal, doing an absolutely fantastic job. Even if I just use yaw and no roll with the yaw, she is still very heavy, I get the feeling. You know, normally I'd expect quads to zip around and turn without there being any problem. This one, if I just use yaw, you know, it's taking its time. It's not getting there in a what I class as a timely fashion. Now I've got 20% of battery, so I'm not going to be flying this for much longer on this particular battery. Oh, I've got 40% of battery now, okay. So I'm going to keep my eye on that battery meter, because once it goes down and stays after a little bit of time at 20, I'm just going to bring her back. I'm not going to chance myself with this one automatically initiating return to home in case it decides to fly off somewhere and I can't undo that return to home. My confidence really has been shaken with this, folks. I'm sorry if you were expecting more of this set of videos, but yeah, quite literally, I can't do. I'm not going to do a great amount. Now it is saying that magnetic interference is too large, so I'm going to increase her height up to 16 meters, which is, attention, battery power less than 10. Okay, do you know what? I'm not going to take a chance. I'm really not. I'm going to bring her down. I've got a second battery with me, so I'm going to take her back up on that second battery. Just bear with me while I exchange the batteries, and then I'll take her back up. I mean, really, I've just hit automatic landing and I'm not getting anything from it. Do I click and hold? Yes, click and hold for automatic landing. Okay, that wasn't return to home, by the way, that was just automatic landing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to exchange these batteries over, and then I'm going to take her back up and see whether I can get a bit more of a flight out of her. So if I just, that battery is hot to the touch, very hot, not warm, hot. So there's my new one, there's my old one. Let's exchange that one over. Let's pop her in. Now usually you wait 10 minutes in between replacing the battery, and I know people are going to say you didn't wait 10 minutes. No, that's right, I didn't. I think this quadcopter deserves a bit of punishment, so I'm not going to wait the 10 minutes. It was at this time that, fortunately, my GoPro died. There's good. So I thought I would carry on and I would put the second battery in her and I would fly her in exactly the same way. A second time, I just wanted to see exactly how it would go. It's not that long. I think I flew for about 2 or 3 minutes. I just don't have the confidence with this particular quadcopter after the issues, after the incredible calibration time as well. I mean, I've tried calibrating it in the house out the back garden as well, and exactly the same issues again. It's taken about 15 minutes to calibrate every time. Sometimes just drop in transmitter connection, other times it's absolutely fine. So for the second, what what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep trying to fly her now over the next few days and see exactly how she goes. It's still going to be the same sort of schedule for this week. I'm still going to be doing other videos around this quadcopter, and then what I'm going to do is probably keep the quadcopter for a while until the next firmware update so I can bump it. But you'll hear more about that plan and what I've got planned in the next couple of days anyway. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with this short amount of video left if you want to have a look at it. This is just a screen recorded video. Now this did create complain quite a few times about electromagnetic interference. I've since taken up a couple of DJI quads and a couple of other quadcopters around this particular place, and I have found there to be absolutely no issue whatsoever. So I don't really know what that quadcopter was complaining about and where it was complaining about it. I've since flown this quadcopter in another place, and once again it's complained there as well. So I'm at a bit of a loss for the second, but I'm going to keep on looking and keep on seeing if I can actually figure out, if I can see what that interference might be, and if I do manage to track it down, I'll let you know. It could just be the day I was flying it on, it could just be, well, a list of anything, but I'll see if I can try and track it down, and I'll let you know there. Alright then, my friends, well, I'll leave you with that. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.